For those that are planning on using the curriculum, I guess I would start with some tips. I would say, 1, know the material yourself. Don't go out to facilitate the material until you've gone through the material yourself, beginning to end. So as a facilitator, the first thing I do at the very base level is to know the material. Then the second thing I would suggest is know the audience and the group. Now in this context, you're probably facilitating in a multidisciplinary team. And you're not going to be able to know everything that everyone brings to the table. But all you need to know is enough to start the discussion. I would suggest not creating an authoritarian kind of environment. As a facilitator, you want everyone to be co-equal around that table and be free and willing to bring forth their ideas so they can identify the things you need to work on in order to make that mental health court happen, and also what they can bring to the table as resources to make that happen.
You know, facilitation, particularly around planning, I think it can be a really tricky thing. My experience is that the most important part of a facilitation, of a successful facilitation, is maybe in not knowing where you're going at the end, because where you end up is not as important as the journey. As a facilitator, you need to go with where the group needs to go. I mean, obviously you bring to bear the research or the structure that you have, the materials and the resources that you have, but you need to give voice to each of the perspectives that team might have, each of the team members. And as important as anything, I think every team member has a valid perspective and it needs to be heard. There aren't wrong perspectives or wrong views or opinions. They're just opinions that maybe need to have an opportunity to become more informed and to change over time. The hallmark of a problem-solving court is that we are collaboratively solving problems. And it can't be collaborative if we're at cross purposes. And so everybody needs to be given a voice, everybody needs to be given an opportunity to participate and to develop the consensus that is so important to a well-functioning problem-solving court team.
I think clear goals, what you're trying to accomplish, and shared goals with the group that you're working with as a facilitator, so that everybody is on the same page about what's going to happen. If there is preparation that people need to do in advance, making it really clear how that preparation is going to be used in the training itself. I think being sensitive to the group, being able to monitor for unasked questions, helping all of the group members to feel comfortable in participating. Sometimes being able to paraphrase what someone has said in an accurate and a sensitive way. Sometimes people may have some difficulty articulating, and you want to be able to get the real essence of what they've said. Understanding the timing that's necessary, enough time to do the pieces. Often I've experienced being in events, trainings, where there may be an exercise and people will say, well, we've only got 5 minutes to do this, so we're going to go through it really quickly, when it really isn't an adequate time, and people really don't get a whole lot out of that kind of condensation of time.